Hey everybody, Sean here. So just wanted to, before this episode starts, let you guys know, reminder, Salem tickets are on sale April 15th through the 17th over at salemhorror.com/tickets. You'll see Bloody Disgusting and Salem Horror Fest present the horror show. Those are $25. Our live show will be at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, May 3rd, so make sure you get your tickets in advance. I don't know how many there will be available at the door, if any. There might not be. So make sure you show up May 3rd, 6:30 p.m. Tickets on sale April 15th through 17th only, and $25 after the show. We're doing Troll 2, by the way. Going to be fun. And then we're going to head across the street to Bit Bar. We're doing free horror trivia over there, hosted by me and Joe. And this is, it's might be Joe's last hurrah. It's looking like it. So make sure you come on out and celebrate and say goodbye to Joe with the rest of the gang. So head on out. It's going to be a really good time. Salem Horror Fest always is. So make sure you join us out there. This week's episode is Strangeland. Very excited to do this. And we got some Patreon stuff coming out with producer Lexi and I. We're still trying to figure out the logistics of Joe's hiatus, what we're going to do, but we got some stuff coming up. Might be able to squeeze a couple episodes of Joe out for May before he takes like a full break after that. But we'll see, and you'll see it. And I'll be posting a note before the episodes, kind of with more details on that. But basically, gist is, if you see THS in the front of an episode, I got Joey with me. For the most part, I think almost always it'll be that. Otherwise, you'll see like another weird show title in the name, and if that's not your cup of tea, you can skip them. But when you see that THS, baby, you know what it means. Quality content, probably butthole talk, and that's about it. Anyway, we got some cool stuff coming up. So enjoy this episode and stay tuned for what we do next. Enjoy. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Horror Show. Show dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other cult classics. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
Hello, Joe.
What's going on?
Not a lot. We're back. I hope you enjoyed last week's little April Fool's episode, whatever that may be. TBD. This week we have we are starting our April Fool episode, the fool being producer Lexi, choosing the movies for April, and she kicked it off with
a heater.
That's a word for it. A heater in Strangeland, a movie I always thought Dee Snider directed.
Yeah. What was his name? John Longdong?
John Piplo. Piplo.
Yeah, director of Jurassic Women.
Oh, all right. Well, I didn't know he had that under his belt. Changes everything. So I thought Dee directed it. He didn't. He wrote the movie, which supposedly is based on a Twisted Sister song.
Yeah, the last track of Stay Hungry.
How many albums did they have?
Like 6.
That's a lot.
You think so? Twisted Sister rocks.
Yeah, but do they?
They do, yes.
You know what else was interesting, I thought, speaking of Twisted Sister? The soundtrack to this movie, full of
new metal.
Yeah, pretty early though, in that scene,
right,
1990. Yeah. So they get in, they have all these bands.
It was
thought
98. You said 90.
I thought it was 90.
No.
1998 makes a lot more sense. I was like, man, I didn't know these bands were around. I don't know why I thought it was 1990. Oh, it was the last movie we did 1990?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm all confused. So the soundtrack is all of these new metal bands and then a Twisted Sister song. Thought that was a little weird. You know, like you were going for a vibe and it worked.
Pantera and Anthrax are on it, you know? Megadeth.
Yeah, but still, it's like metal. And then it's like Twisted Sister.
Twisted Sister's hard, brother.
Are they harder than I think? Hachi Machi. Get it? Harder. So are they as hard as I think? Pause. Are they harder than I think? I'm asking you.
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
They were very like hair metal-y though.
They were, but a heavier hair metal. Also, I love hair metal, so maybe I'm the wrong person.
I mean, hair metal rocks. The Twisted Sister thing was it's so interesting. Dee Snider just has a face that needs to be like covered in insane makeup. It just works.
It does work.
And his character here.
In here too. Dude, when he puts on the normal makeup,
he looks horrifying. And you're like, oh yeah, this guy just needs a face of makeup on him. No matter what it is, whether it's that Twisted Sister makeup or that guy's makeup, like he needs something on that face. That guy's face is just something else. And Dee Snider, we've talked about him in the past, but he was a DJ in Connecticut for a very long time. He was we did get Howard Stern, but he was on like a station that didn't come in great because it was the New York station. Right. And so we really you had KC 101, Kiss 95.7, had the worst DJs. Oh, Vinnie Penn. Do you remember when Vinnie Penn sang Swamp and Slut in Musquamacut?
I do.
That was nuts. My mom ate that shit up. She thought that was the funniest fucking shit on earth. And I was, what? 4th grade. My mom's blasting Slut in Musquamacut.
What DJ did Christmas Time in Staven?
That was Vinnie Penn also. Comic genius Vinnie Penn. Self-proclaimed. I mean, those were actually pretty fun.
They went pretty hard.
And they went hard and they were local, so it was pretty fucking cool, right?
I agree.
That's kind of fucking cool that he would do that. Yeah. But
we had Chaz and AJ, 99.1.
Yeah, but like, so their lineage is crazy to me because they're on the air still.
They are.
Yeah. And were they on the air back then?
So when me and Paul were working for the town, they for sure were. And I think they celebrated like their 10 or 5th year anniversary while we were working. So yes, it would have been around the same time frame.
That's crazy.
But I would wake up to Dee Snider.
That was the thing. Dee Snider was our before school drive to school guy.
Yes.
And he was fucking good.
He was
fucking
very
great. Good. He was really fucking good. And so when did you first see Strangeland? Do you remember? Because he talked about it. Well, did he talk about it or no? I think he did.
Oh yeah, he promoted.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He would never stop.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure timeline wise, like 98. Yeah, I guess I was. What was I?
I was 8th grade.
Okay. Man, it just seems so weird that he was around that long. So he did talk about it a lot. That was my memory.
He kept hyping it up as like the sickest movie you'll ever see.
Right. And some people like claim it's the birth of torture porn.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
I mean,
it's not.
The guinea pig movies exist 20 years earlier.
Also, I don't know how much of it is torture porn. It's just like you're showing scenes of torture, but it's not even like long shots of it. You know what I mean? You're sort of seeing the aftermath.
We get the porn part because you get the boobs.
You do get some boobies. Not a lot even, no.
Not a lot, but enough.
You get Robert Englund's fucking hog.
In his ass.
Yeah. And his fucking, hey, if you want to see Robert Englund, those dance moves he busts out, the seated dance moves, might have invented the Trump dance. This guy might have invented it. You think Trump saw this and was like, that's the fucking move, right?
We should ask him. I'll reach out. Secret Service knocking my door so fast.
Immediately. You say, if you send Trump a link to Strangeland. You're going to fucking jail. Trust me. Anyway, the Strangeland soundtrack. I thought I was gonna pull it up, but I do not have it up here. Oh yeah, I do.
It's got Bile in person performing in the movie. That's the band that's playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I say that because our friend opened for Bile when we were in high school.
Yeah. Bile was a band.
And Tragedy Ann. Shout out New Hampshire.
Tragedy Ann?
Tragedy Ann. Yeah.
Oh, that's clever. Seven Dust, Megadeth, Pantera, Anthrax, Snot, Day in the Life, Cold Chamber, Bile, Marilyn Manson, Soulfly, Head PE, Kid Rock featuring Eminem, The Clay People. I don't know who that is.
Classic.
System of a Down, Nashville Pussy. I remember that band. Crisis and Twisted Sister. Heroes are hard to find. They also had Backyard Babies, another Crisis song, and Paw. Band names were so funny at one point. I mean, I guess they are still funny. It's just going to take a few years for us to be like, that's fucking ridiculous. But anyway, so that's that. Based on a Twisted Sister song, we talked about that. Any notable stars for you on this?
Kevin Gage looks just like Buffalo Bill, Ted Levine.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. It's there's a few actors in this that resemble him. I actually refer to them as just fake names. Ned Levine, his brother, and then Familio Estevez, his partner. I couldn't tell if he was Familio Estevez or he looked like another guy. I forget. I wrote it down somewhere. We'll get to it, I guess. But he was that guy had a face that looked. It was like Emilio Estevez and Eric Roberts. He was like a blend of the two right there. And there's a couple other guys. Who else? Well, that guy. So that guy's not famous.
He's in G.I. Jane.
All right. The Demi Vehicle.
That's right. We have Elizabeth Pena. She's in Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Batteries Not Included, and La Bamba.
Oh,
one of my wife's favorites.
I love La Bamba.
Woody Harrelson's little brother, Brett Harrelson, was the Detective Steve.
That's the guy I was talking about?
I believe so, yeah.
All right. No resemblance.
Remember when their dad killed JFK?
Yeah, and then had another kid that was Matthew McConaughey.
Wait, what?
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
Woody Harrelson?
Yeah.
His brother's Matthew McConaughey.
Is that true?
Yes. Are you guys fucking serious?
I don't believe that to be true.
Dude, look it up. They won't tell anyone the truth, but it's very true. And the mom confessed it like on her deathbed.
Woody Harrelson.
No, it's not, because when asked about it, they took a DNA test to find out, and they won't tell anyone the results. I am so shocked you guys don't know about this. They're fucking brothers.
It says they might be half brothers after the mom made a cryptic remark during a family gathering in Greece, suggesting she knew Harrelson's father, Charles.
They took a DNA test.
No, they haven't. They keep joking about taking it.
Oh, I think they're brothers.
I think she was fucked up in Greece.
A little too much of that, what do they call it? What's that fucking drink they love?
Sambuca.
Sambuca. A little too much Sambuca for mommy. But the timeline though matches up too.
They're starring in a TV show called Brother from Another Mother, which explores the possibility. Just say, why are you making a TV show?
Because they're brothers.
So you could just if that's the big reveal at the end that they take the DNA test, then I'm fine with the show. But also, don't waste my fucking time.
Producer Lexi has a lot to say right now. What's going on?
Is this revealed like before or after
After. It came after, because I think it was that show where people were like, these guys kind of like look alike. They have like these weird similar features.
Yeah.
No, but when you see it, you see it.
I'm looking at both of them arms around each other, and I do not.
They got like the same nose.
I don't believe them to be brothers.
Well, you know what? Stevie Wonder's blind, and those two are brothers. Or Stevie Wonder's not blind. I'm sorry.
No,
Stevie Wonder's not blind. Look at the fucking nose.
I don't know, man.
Anyway, if you came here for Strangeland, April Fools, we're just going to talk about Woody and Matt today.
McConaughey's mother made a comment about knowing Harrelson's father.
Yeah, why would she know Harrelson's father?
The guy was everywhere.
And they were both
murdering
from
people.
Texas. And Texas is a very small state. Like, it fucking takes you fucking 48 hours to drive across it. It's so funny.
Now we can talk about Robert Lasardo.
We could talk about Robert Lasardo.
Linda Cardellini's in it as Genevieve, and Amy Smart as Angela.
Yes. Those are the two big names who spend not a lot of time on screen.
No. Remember when Amy Smart gave Jason Statham a blowjob to keep his heart rate up during Crank 2?
I do not.
I think that was. If not, apologies.
Hachi Machi. Gonna watch that tonight. That was a fun idea for a movie.
Crank?
Yeah,
that was good.
Kind of a cool idea. Never saw it. So that's it. Yeah. So Strangeland, it actually went to theaters. Not many, although enough. I think it was like 325 theaters or something like that.
You had asked me to start all this. We went on like 5 different tangents. When I had seen it.
Oh yeah.
I had seen it I think when it was released to Cheshire Video and disc.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the cover was eye-catching.
Good.
And especially, I think, because of Dee.
And Dee hyping it up on the radio.
Yeah. During its box office run, it grossed $713,000 on $1 million budget. Opening in 315 theaters. Seems like a lot. I mean, it seems like a decent amount.
I mean,
maybe not. I mean, I don't know.
It's like 3 estate.
It's pretty solid.
Okay.
Especially in small states like Texas. It's like one every mile.
Did you get Castle Freak vibes from this? Maybe it's just a sewing.
I got the Castle in Tampa vibes from it.
Well, yes, that too. Dude, especially the scene with Biles in. I never wanted to go back to a place more.
A whole 7% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's far too low. Out of all the movies we've seen.
I agree. With higher percentages.
Yeah.
Average rating of 2.7 out of 10. It is a fucking insane movie, though.
What was that? How much out of 10?
2.7.
On IMDb?
I don't know. Because, yes, IMDb, I think.
Yeah. 2.7?
Yeah.
Are they fucking high?
Or maybe it was an average rating of the Rotten Tomatoes scores. Like from
It has a 5.1 on IMDb.
Okay, that makes a little more sense. I don't know. So do you like the movie?
I think it's fine. Like, I don't think it's a great movie. Like, I'd be equally as alarmed if I had like an 80%. Yeah.
I lost my mind when the movie ended halfway through, and then it wasn't the end of the movie. That's when I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Because it really was building up this whole Captain Howdy thing the whole time where you're like, this is it.
Yeah.
And then he gets captured.
Right.
45 minutes in, and you're like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Now where do we go? And we take a weird turn.
I wish it went more Silence of the Lambs angle, where it's just a wild police chase and save.
It kind of turned into weirdly... I mean, I guess we should save it till when we get there, but it almost turned into like a superhero movie. Well, we should probably get into the movie here.
Can I derail you for one more second?
Of course.
I just got breaking news on my phone. And do you remember, and for those that Patreon subscribers that checked it out, do you remember we did a ADAT episode about music?
Yes.
They just announced that a documentary proves that Bobby Joe Armstrong murdered Rivers Cuomo. No. They just announced that a documentary allegedly is coming out and is proving that Jim Morrison faked his death and is still alive and living as a janitor in Syracuse. So you heard it on ADAT first.
You did. And that was pretty compelling because you had those songs from that weird band.
Yeah.
That it sounded just like him. It was him.
Yes.
It was not like...
And the members of the Doors were all hanging around.
Yeah.
Just posting a random guy being like, well, check out our singers. Clearly custodian at the studio.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So
breaking news. How do you get that kind of breaking news delivered to your phone? It's his algorithm is fucking wild. Imagine getting that on your phone as breaking news. Everyone else would be like, what the fuck? Joe's like, yep, makes sense. Of course that's Breaking News.
And of course, that documentary is not going to prove shit. There's
No, it might be as good as that fucking Beatles documentary we had to watch.
the wall,
Fake everything.
the car crash looked like a walrus.
Because his teeth were knocked out. That was crazy. Well, we'll hop into the movie here. So heavy 90s chat room vibes in this one.
Yeah.
That was the theme of this, is definitely chat heavy. You got some Mangle experts. At one, I would argue, Amy, is it Amy Smart that's the no, never mind. It's the tow truck driver that is the greatest Mangle expert. He might have the crown now.
More than the Mangler.
More than the Mangler. Okay. I mean, the Mangler's more insane because it's a guy that knows about law. You know what? Maybe it's the guy from the Mangler.
Possessed machinery.
I read a book about possessed machinery. What?
It's
That's fucking nuts. Actually, I take it back. But he's very...
Robert Englund movies, man. They got to have them.
That's true. Boy, I can't wait to talk about Robert Englund too, because I feel like that's
Lexi, get him on the show so we just talk about the concept of Mangle experts.
Yeah, I mean, he will not care. He'll be so mad about it. Well, we open up with two gals on the internet, Linda Cardellini being one of them. Her screen name is Miss XXX151, has entered the chat. She goes in the chat and she's like, "Hey everyone." And then Captain Howdy responds, "Hi, Miss XXX151." And she loses her fucking mind. She's like, "You gotta get a fucking load of this, Tiana." Tiana's like, "What?" And she's like, "Look at this fucking guy talking to me." What you think was gonna happen? Imagine walking in a room and this is fucking good. Imagine walking in a room and wait, I think there's a remote under you. I'm gonna leave this in the fucking episode. I'm so tired of cutting it. Let me see that. This is fucking crazy. Remember, this is a little behind the scenes.
Showbiz, baby.
Showbiz. We're never getting on TV. Imagine walking in a room and you're like, "Hey everyone," and somebody's like, "Hey," and you're like, "Oh, this guy,
This fucking idiot,
this fucking moron."
loser. I'm gonna start doing that.
As I said it, I was like, "Hey, we just said this about Paul." Like, Paul would 100% do that. Paul would be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Talking to me for.
Anyway, she responds with "Hey, Captain Howdy," with the little asterisk, grins. It's fun.
Were you a chat room user at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, heavy. Were you?
Not like this. I mean, remember AIM?
Yeah.
Join chat rooms.
Yes.
Through that.
You could have like the private chats in AIM.
Yes.
I had no friends. I was a real fucking loser. So I was in the chat rooms hard.
No, but AIM let you join like music chat rooms.
Oh, yes. Yeah. No. Well, and I had Instant Messenger early, very early. Or not Instant Messenger, I had AOL early. And that was like more chat room based. Like there was tons of chat rooms and I would use those regularly and meet friends that were definitely 50-year-old men.
Sure.
So that's fun. Did I ever tell you I used to have like these websites and stuff and one guy asked me to take pictures of my feet?
No.
Yeah, I posted photos of like my friends that skateboarded and I just like I was into photography, so I was taking photos of like skateboarders and shit. And I posted them on this website and then I got an email being like, "Hey, would you be interested if I paid you and you could take pictures of your friends' feet?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, like after a long day of skateboarding, their sweaty feet, like take their shoes off. I was like, huh. That was before I knew about foot fetishes. I was like, that seems weird. So obviously I declined, but and then I got older and I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's fucked up.
That is
teen feet.
What a fucking freak. Hope he's listening.
Remember when Rex Ryan fucking mouthed his wife's foot in his car.
Yeah, you just talked about it recently.
Oh, did we?
He was like, yeah, I fucking hit.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, I love my wife's feet.
I mean, you have to own it at that
You do.
point. You can't fucking back out of that and be like, I don't know what that was. What? They get invited to Captain Howdy's party. And then and that's all we see. They're invited to the party. Tiana is kind of skeptical to go, but she goes. Then we're introduced to fucking Ted Levine's doppelganger, who looks just like him.
Right.
Can you imagine being that guy's doppelganger?
Rather unfortunate.
Yeah. Everyone's like, you look just like Ted Levine. The other day at work, I was leaving, and there was this woman coming out of the same building, and she was like, you look like Weird Al. And I was like, excuse me? And she was like, I don't mean that as an insult. And I was like, hey, it's certainly not a compliment. I'll tell you that much. She was like, no. I was like, it's fine. It's out there. And it's not the first time it's been said.
Not.
So it's fine. I'll just live with it.
Specifically the Pentiums video.
Yeah. When I put my hair in a ponytail, it goes hard. It's the Pentiums. Ned Levine, so Genevieve is the daughter's name. She doesn't come home that night. Neither does Tiana. So it sounds like the party didn't work out so well with Mr. Howdy. We then cut to Mr. Snider, Dee Snider, who is Captain Howdy.
Yes.
Staying fit. He is fucking...
He's jacked in this movie.
Yeah,
he's looking good.
And he's like a 6 foot tall guy.
He's a big guy, yeah.
Which makes one of the scenes so funny when he's standing behind the body of like a 5 foot woman. And like no one sees him. Anyway, he's an enormous man. He's huge. And he's doing pull-ups in his fucking basement. Definitely a sex dungeon. And this is intercut with Genevieve trying to escape the house, being hit over the head and dragged back in. So we know something nefarious has happened here. He's also sewing people's mouths shut.
Yes.
We do know that much also. D, how'd you think he was in this movie?
I liked him.
I liked him too. I feel like they could have cut down on the Howdy monologues though.
Sure.
Those were it's got a little tiring after a little while. Your world doesn't understand the primitive nature of man. Like it's just talking and you're like, oh man.
I mean, let me be very clear. I like this movie. I'm not entirely sure I understood what was happening at any given time during the movie.
It was so funny because it was like just two such different characters on this. You have the cop and Ned Levine's playing, and you have the cop, and then who is talking the most cop talk of all time. Like, just like, Howdy, why don't you just give yourself up? Do the right thing. He's saying this guy's not going to do the right thing ever. He just abducted 2 children. And then you have on the other side of it, you have Dee being like monologuing, just hard monologues of just like waxing poetic and just being like I said before, just like talking about, man, your world is so different than mine. Death and the shamans. The shamans called it the small death. That's what I'm going after. But anyway, so he's that's what we get. And then we're introduced to the town now, which is called Helverton.
Yes.
That'll come into play a little bit later. I don't know why they didn't just show that to start the movie, but they just randomly cut to it now. We're 15 minutes in and they're like, by the way, this place is called Helverton. They must have done a reshoot of that. Ned Levine, he's a cop. He works with Familio Estevez here, or Derek Roberts, whichever doppelganger you want to say there. And he's on edge. His daughter's missing, naturally. So he's like, go look for the sex offenders in the area. And him and his wife are struggling to do this. Their daughter's missing.
Sure.
Not struggling as much as you'd assume a parent would be struggling.
You think they're a little too calm?
I think so, a little bit. They're kind of just like, what's happening? You know, there's not a total panic in their voice here. And then when that's happening, Amy Smart shows up with her mom. They just show up and they're like, "Are you gonna let us in so we could cook dinner?" Don't know they're really. Oh, well, we do. She's their niece.
Yeah.
It's her niece because she calls him Uncle Mike. So, but her real role is just to explain the internet to the police officer here, Mike, because she walks
Again,
in.
it's 1998.
It's 1998, and she walks in and is just like, "Hey, Uncle Mike, you know about the internet?" He's like, "Nope." Tell me about it. And she's like, "There's these online places you could go chat with guys and blah, blah, blah. You could talk to anyone. It's so neat. It's all around the world." And of course, Uncle Mike is like, "Well, why can't you just write a letter?" Like a dad would. "Hey, my day, we just wrote letters." Hey, buddy, fucking relax. She also reveals that Genevieve was meeting dudes on the internet, which is a dicey move even for 98. I feel like we knew in 98, like,
Yeah,
let's not do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I think we'd already learned pretty quickly. But anyway, meanwhile, while this is happening, Captain Howdy is sitting around naked, monologuing about rites of passage and sticking a giant needle in his arm, and who knows what the fuck he's saying. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. He's just talking. So that happens. Then the police officer, Mike, gets a call. They found a car in the lake. So, of course, he's devastated, thinking it might be his daughter. They pull it out. And I wrote here, he watches on in horror. He doesn't really. He's just kind of standing there. He has really no emotion whatsoever, which, like, it could be his daughter. And he's like, pull that sucker out. Like, and he knows it's Tiana's car.
Right.
Like, they show the bumper sticker. And he's like, "All right." Can you open a car door underwater?
I don't think so. I feel like the pressure would be too high.
Yeah, right? Like, that's kind of weird. Anyway, I don't know. I thought about that. Because water can come in.
Right. What do you got? Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird to me. Anywho. It's Tiana's car. They open the trunk, and of course, Tiana is in it with her mouth and eyes sewn shut. And she's dead. Obviously. This is actually the sequel to Psycho 4. They've taken the car out of the water, and it's one of Norman's. And then I love that he's also like, "It's Tiana." You just said it was Tiana's car. I think we got it. And in the car, they also find Captain Howdy's septum spike. How do we know it's a septum spike? Because the cop, the dad, I'll call him the dad, or the cop, I'll call him the dad. The dad is like, "What in the world is this?" And without hesitation, some guy appears on screen and is like, "There's a fucking septum spike." And they're like, "Excuse me?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah." And not only does he know it's a septum spike, he goes into great detail explaining the gauges. "Now, this is an 8 gauge in my nose. Can you imagine what a 00 is? Could put a finger through it." Thanks. And honestly, they don't really totally explain who he is until he's like, he's like, "You don't think I have a life outside of chasing ambulances with a tow truck?" First of all, I don't think tow trucks chase ambulances. I think that's not often the case.
Dude, what a nightmare having a record following an emergency vehicle.
Dude, you're just like, "Hey, we're going to go help this old lady that needs CPR, like, in her house."
Yeah, he's for sure freelancing. Just doing that.
Yeah, just going to every lake.
It's a hobby.
But he reveals that, body modification is, and this guy is such a mango expert champion, but body modification is art, body art. It's my world. It's what I do in my free time. Technology runs away with itself. Modern primitives like myself take part in ancient rituals.
Hey, buddy, this is a crime scene. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I also love, which, by the way, is the first day thing you say to this guy, because at this point, you already know what it is. He told you what it is. You're like, "Oh, yeah, that is what it is. That's the end of the story. You don't need all of this." And it's so funny because the cops I mean, it's more what do you call that? The side cop, the fucking partner. His partner, the dad's partner, is like, okay, this fucking kook over here, like, hey, this fucking guy. What are you talking about? And that's his role the entire movie, is just to constantly be like, what's this fucking guy talking about? The fucking internet? What the fuck's the internet? Okay. Every single thing that happens, he's like, this is fucking wacky. We're going to catch this guy, Mike. Don't worry about it. Okay. If that guy were my partner, I don't even know who I'd rather be around more, the tow truck driver or the partner.
That's a good question.
I feel like
honestly, probably the partner.
I think I'm leaning towards tow truck driver because at least he's giving me some kind of.
Yeah, but he's talking about himself. Nobody asked him. Must be so insufferable.
That's true. This is fucking going great right now with this fucking TV screen. I should just pause it on the logo. I don't know what the fuck just happened there. Anyway, how long are we into this episode? It says an hour, but I think it's only been like 20 minutes. Let's take our first break and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. So we got this, the tow truck driver. Oh, by the way, I did want to say one more thing about what the tow truck driver said, because he was like, because they're like, body modification, that's fucking ridiculous. And he's like, hey, asshole, do you know Winston Churchill's mother had a tattoo on her wrist? What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
I'm gonna start dropping that fact in the every
Is it even true? Is it even true?
Good
also,
question.
Who cares? What are we talking about? A tattoo on her wrist is like...
There's a girl dead.
He also reveals that they're hanging out at Zabalba.
She had a snake tattoo on her wrist.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, that is pretty sick.
Good for her. But again, not a septum.
Lady Randolph.
Not a septum piercing. He reveals they all hang out at this club Zabalba, where he goes to see what is essentially the castle in Tampa Bay. Just a goth hangout. But more body modification. Well, also people branding and fucking in the stairwell.
I'm sure if we entered one of those rooms, you'd find that.
We probably could have, because they definitely have people getting whipped. Also, the lead singer's peeling off his skin, the lead singer's bile. That was an interesting move. And then in one of the champagne rooms, we see Captain Howdy.
Yes.
Dangling from spikes. And his little friends, his little crew are like, hey, he told us to hang him, not let him die. So they take him down. He's not awake.
Right.
So he was probably very near death, and they were like, we thought you died. By the way, wait, let me preface that. He gets furious when he wakes up. Right. When he comes to, he's like, what the fuck have you done? And they're like, he's like, I wanted to die. And they're like, we thought you died. We were like pretty confident you were dead. And he then explains he just wants to be fucking dead. I don't know how that works, or if he's talking about dying and like coming back, which how would you even know the difference between being unconscious and dying and coming back?
That's what I was saying. There's a lie I did not understand.
He's big mad though. Also, the cop starts going deep into this body modification world, reading magazines about it, making sure he understands it. Then his captain shows up to give him the report on Tiana, who had symmetrical holes all over her face and body, made with a number 8 surgical needle. Very thorough investigation of her body. None of them were what killed her. She died of a heart attack. Because she had a heart condition. Captain Howdy doesn't kill anybody.
That's also true.
Which is crazy. I mean, he's kidnapping.
Right. He's not a good guy.
He's not a good guy. But he's also not murdering anyone. Tiana just died because
she's spooked.
She got scared, yeah. And it caused her heart condition to kick in. So
I'm sure the trauma from like somebody forcing things into her body.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not like, which is also funny because he's using like nice piercing supplies, like surgical supplies.
Yeah.
Because the cop, he goes through his trash later and he has like real surgical needles.
Right. He's a professional.
He wears rubber gloves.
He's sterile. Yeah.
He's very sterile. Anyway, so that's all happening. The true source of it, of course, being trauma. And then we see Captain Howdy logging into the internet. And we also see Mr. Levine logging into the internet for the first time. He logs into the internet and the computer just turns off. The most dad move also of all time. Just like, let me turn this thing on, and immediately turns off, and he just can't get it back on. So who does he call? Amy Smart. Tell me how to work one of these computers. She shows up and, you think she's going to be like, hey, yeah, you got to log in, do all this. She's teaching him how to talk like a teen. And I wrote this down verbatim because it's fucking insane what she tells him to write. She says, okay, Uncle Mike, write this. Type tinsel, comma, butt munch, period, tinsel bomb, exclamation point. And everyone in the chat's like, oh shit. Fuck does any of that mean? And then Uncle Mike, the fucking dad, is like, that's a band's name? What are we even saying? Like, are we just saying words at this point? Like, what does any of this mean?
Yeah, that's correct.
That is correct. Yeah, so that's what happens. But he gets in, and while this is happening, IT calls him and is like, hey, we tracked the old chat room, and is like, Miss XXX was talking to this guy, which is Captain Howdy. How devastated would you be as a father to find out your daughter's screen name is Miss XXX?
I don't think I'd like it very much.
It's not probably the greatest feeling. Fuck. Damn it. Anyway, they say all you know is his screen name, it's Captain Howdy, but everything else was stolen. The identity he used for it is stolen. The credit card he used to buy the internet was stolen.
His government name is not Mr. Howdy? Fuck are these cops?
Remember when AOL would give you free minutes?
Yeah.
That was crazy. What a time.
Yeah.
I remember at the time being like, that's so stupid. But now knowing how addictive the internet is, and like we're truly addicted to the internet at this point, what a genius move.
Yeah.
Giving people access to the internet that has never had it, and them being like, it must have, it was like the drug dealer move. Like give them a little taste.
Yeah. Same with texting was free after a certain time.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise it was
like
that's 10 cents a
right.
Yeah.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, it was like after 9 p.m. you could text your heart's delight. Also the weirdest time. The time where people are going to be doing the most nefarious shit via text message. Should have been like 1 to 4.
Agree.
Back at Amy Smart is like, oh, by the way, it's super easy to track this guy down. And she just searches the name and blows the dad's mind. Dad's like, you fucking search that? Yeah. And that's when we start seeing Captain Howdy messaging. He's logging into the chat room. It is honestly, even though that's what I was doing, it is what he's doing. He's like very meticulously choosing his words. And they start talking to Captain Howdy. But midway through, for whatever reason, Amy Smart is like, you got to update your profile. You got to change it from water sports to winter sports, which I guess is supposed to be how Captain Howdy figured it out, because he had already checked her biography and saw that she changed it. Which, by the way, you're talking to teens. I feel like I would have done that to gain the attention of a female on the internet.
Sure.
I'd be like, oh, I'm also into this.
Sure.
You know? So I don't know why that would be a tell, but Captain Howdy figures it out very quickly. And so then the dad is like, who likes snowboarding? Captain Howdy's like, I love snowboarding. He gets the DM. He gets the invite to the party. We got him. But we don't. We also get a monologue from Dee Snider about how piercing genitals is no different than hair transplants or cosmetic surgery, which I beg to differ. Especially because later he will try and pierce a guy's genitals. And it's like, this is the worst thing you'll ever feel in your life. Blood goes everywhere. Hey, I think that's the difference between cosmetic surgery and putting a hole through your dick. But hey, what do I know? Anyway, he's got guys in the torture chamber. Well, we see his torture chamber in full, and it's not just Genevieve. It is a dozen people that he just keeps down there. He's a pretty bad guy. Not that I was thinking he was a good guy.
No, yeah, he's for sure a piece of shit.
Yeah. Anyway, the cops as we're watching him about to pierce this guy's dick, yeah, the cops are storming the house. We think we got him. Classic case of giving them the wrong address. They burst in and it's just two elderly people fucking.
Yeah, again, big Silence of the Lamb vibe that he must have been going for, because there's that fake out scene.
Yeah.
All the cops go to what they think is Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Jodie Foster is at the right house.
Yeah, this is not the most original script. Sorry, Dee. I would like to have Dee Snider on the show.
Oh, yeah.
That would be fun.
Talk about Christmas songs.
Maybe. Hey, producer Lexi, that's it. Christmas time.
She's not listening.
December. He only has one movie.
December.
A whole month dedicated to this. We'll just take 1 week to do 15 minutes of this movie again.
The Strangeland minute.
Yeah, the Strangeland minute. Yeah, they find old people, so nothing there. We also see, though, Genevieve in a fucking chamber thing with a catheter. That's fun. It's a lot of fun to see. You know, her dad's defeated after this, but he hits the web yet again, and he has a message from Captain Howdy waiting for him that says, I've been waiting. It doesn't even make sense. I've been waiting for you all night, or should I call you Cop? What? I don't think you called him a name. I'm hung like an elephant's memory. Should I call you Elephant Memory? Captain Howdy also sends him a voicemail. Well, voice message. Again, just like, oh, I'm sick of your world telling me what to do. Whatever other horse shit he keeps saying. And then the dad is like, hey, he does his best dad work here, being like, hey, you're a pretty smart guy. Maybe just give yourself up. Captain Howdy's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
I thought you'd like the chase. But he notices a dog barking in the background. And he's outside of a house with a dog barking, conveniently.
Very.
And so he goes to the house next door, and it's Captain Howdy's house.
How about that?
How about that? And he breaks through the Bilko doors. Producer Lexi's favorite thing that she claims there's no more Bilko doors in movies. Every movie we've watched so far has a Bilko door scene. So I think she's going to have to retract that statement at some point. But anyway, he goes through the Bilko doors, and he's there. He finds the sex dungeon of Captain Howdy, and you're like, oh, that
incredibly convenient. Like, unreal coincidence.
And very quick, right? Like, and also he'd seen the bags full of needles, so like he knows. Which, just call the cops in. Just call the rest of the cops in. You know,
Right?
Like, you've figured it out. I think the fucking house's windows are spray painted black. I think we're onto something. And if it's not Captain Howdy, it's certainly something else very nefarious happening here. And instead, so he breaks in, he finds it, and he finds Genevieve, of course, in there, which he tries to free, and Captain Howdy attacks him.
Yes.
I was like, oh, Captain Howdy's going to get free. Escape.
This could have been a good climax.
Yeah, no. No, the dad hits him over the head with the fucking pail of piss from Genevieve, and
the piss bucket.
The piss bucket, the piss shed, and the origins of the piss shed. You'll have to find whatever episode we talked about that in. he hits him with it, handcuffs him. Okay, that seems a little weird. Captain Howdy's going to get out of this. I honestly thought he was going to be like disjoint himself, something weird, all the body mods.
Yeah.
Like he could get out. That doesn't happen. Oh, he also shoots Captain Howdy in the leg.
He does get shot.
Which I also was like, oh, okay. Maybe this guy's not getting away, but like, okay, it's Captain Howdy. He likes pain. Like he'll get away. And Captain Howdy's laughing the whole time. So you're like, oh,
yeah.
It's like the Joker. He's going to get free. Captain Howdy is caught and arrested.
Yes.
And we see the news clippings the next day. Captain Howdy arrested, cop saves it, torture chamber house, like the whole thing. And you're like, okay, well, there's still 40 minutes of this movie. What the fuck are we going to do here? Like, what? How is this happening? And then the news flips to Captain Howdy is free because he pleaded insanity.
Yeah.
And has been rehabilitated
Yeah.
and is now free into the world.
He's on medication.
He's on medication. That's the only thing. Which was like when I saw the scene where the medication falls out of his pocket, I like lost it because I was like, is this a superhero movie? It's not, but
like Bane's the shit that goes into his vein.
I honestly thought Captain Howdy was going to just turn into a good guy at that point. We'll get to it, but I was like, oh, he's going to like turn super powered Captain Howdy and like fight off these vigilantes and like, cause now he's reformed. That's not what happens, but kind of does. Yeah, Captain Howdy's just saying all sorts of bullshit anyway. But anyway, so he's released the plea of insanity because he's been reformed here. 4 years later, we cut to.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, has Captain Howdy reformed.
He is.
He dresses like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
He wears a cardigan. He talks very calmly.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to go back to that life. He's very peaceful.
Yes.
Very subdued. And he has like real connections with the staff. Like the staff are like, man, I'm so proud of you. Just keep taking your medication because you're about to enter a world that's not happy about you. Like, oh yeah, yeah, sure. And he covers his tattoos with makeup. He has all these like face tattoos and shit.
Which like, why is he just move? That would have avoided all. Why are you going back?
Why is your house still there? I feel like I mean, what happens in that case? I feel like it just goes. You're not paying your mortgage.
You're not paying, so
yeah, it goes into foreclosure and
it'd be sold.
Yeah, well, not him. He's got a nice cozy house to come to. It's not that cozy anymore. Everyone's defaced it. It's actually not as bad though as you would assume.
You're right.
Looks like a bunch of teens were just in there.
Right.
But hey, what do you know? Anyway, so he goes home. That's it. But Linda Cardellini, who forgot about her, Genevieve, she's having nightmares about Captain Howdy still. Rightfully so. That's all we get from that, though. I'll just say what I was going to say. It doesn't matter. Anyway, that's it. She's having nightmares. End of story. Meanwhile, still at Captain Howdy's house, the press is waiting outside, as is a group, a mob led by none other than Mr. Robert
Bobby E.
I was talking about this with producer Lexi before. I can't tell if I think he's corny now because of like how much we know about him and how corny he is, or if it would just come off corny anyway. He's just so like, I don't even know what the word is for it. He's so like, he thinks he's Mr. Theater.
Right.
You know what
thespian.
I mean? He thinks he's a thespian. And in this scene, it's just so subtle. So like, it doesn't matter. And this is where I'm like, am I picking it apart or not? But just the way he fucking spits, because he's looking at Captain Howdy and he's like, and all I could do is picture him like going up to the director afterwards and being like, did you get that? See what I did there? Added that little.
Practicing the spit.
I know that wasn't in the script. Are you cool with me doing that? I thought that's what the character would do. Anyway, this mob is like very self-righteous also, and they're like, they want to kill him. The press is there to talk to him. His lawyer's like, hey, leave this guy alone. England leaves being like, somebody's got to take that boy out, right? No one responds, by the way. His whole gang is like, I don't know, man. I guess you're the boss. But then we go to Robert Englund's house. And he's a piece of shit.
Yes. He is just as big of a villain.
He's such a, and this is where it gets weird, where I was like, oh, is Dee gonna flip? Like Captain Howdy he'll get his
Hero,
Captain Howdy's powers back, but use them for good.
Yeah.
You know? It's not what happens. But Robert Englund is just like a real piece of shit. He's an alcoholic. Like he won't stop drinking. He has a wife or girlfriend there, and he's like, where's your fucking daughter? And she's like, I don't know, she's out. He's like, probably fucking the football team. Oh, okay, that seems a little weird. But then immediately is like, it's the same scene. And is immediately like, she's out there getting fucked by Captain Howdy. Wait, what? The fuck is happening? And he's like,
he just wants to murder Captain Howdy.
Right. But like, where were we going with this? It's fucking insane. So he's like, I got to do something about this. Captain Howdy's got her. So he runs out. He calls his friend, G-Man. G-Man Jackson here. I think Howdy's got Kelly. Bring the equipment. Yikes. What could that mean? They break into Captain Howdy's house, beat the living shit out of him. They're like, where's Kelly? Immediately don't care about where Kelly is. They just drag him out. It's like watching dinner, watching TV on his little TV tray. I actually felt bad for him a little bit. But anyway, they abduct him. And while this is happening, the dad is outside the house watching it. And he's like about to call it in. And he's like, nah, let him fucking rot.
Yeah.
But fair. But Howdy loses his meds. They fall out of his pocket. I don't know how often he has to take them, but
I mean,
like every hour.
Given that, it'd have to be every hour.
But his meds fall out of his pocket. And that's when I was like, oh, he's going to become super Howdy and fuck these guys up. And it's kind of what happens. They bring him out to the woods. They hang him from a tree. He dies.
He does not.
Well, but I think this whole concept of death in this movie is crazy because he's like, I want to die. And he's hung for all night. And then the limb breaks.
No, I don't think it's all night.
It felt like it was a little bit of a time jump.
I mean, he should have died. That rope was that knot
was crazy.
Was enormous. It's so well done.
See, I felt like he got his little small death in that.
He had near death. He did have a near death experience.
Yeah. So I feel like that was the small death that he was like chasing as Captain Howdy. Because when he wakes up, he's like, it's Howdy time.
Missed opportunity.
Missed Morbin time. Remember that with Morbius?
Yeah, they re-released it in theaters, and they were like, "Why isn't anyone seeing it?" Because nobody gives a fuck. Making fun of you.
Unless you put that into it, no one's gonna go see it. Dude, that's what they should have done. Is just put one scene
where
he says it's Morbin
looking at
time.
the camera.
Yeah,
Morbin time.
Everyone would have seen it. The Morbin cut. He gets up. He's like, "It's Howdy time," or something along those lines. Hachi machi. Dude, that Captain Howdy saying that, just getting up and that's the first line he says. That would be so sick. Oh, we also missed. We should have missed. We should have missed. I mean, he does say a line when he gets up.
Was
what a rush?
Oh yes.
Producer Lexi's self-proclaimed favorite quote from a movie.
Ever.
Which, by the way, I'm giving it too much inflection. He actually is like, what a rush. This is the most subdued line ever spoken. Anyway, so we go back to Robert Englund, who's now at his home wearing, I think, a camo Speedo and cowboy boots and a wife beater. And he's watching porn. And it appears to be rape porn. I'm going to just preface, which I thought was very weird touch, because like the girl's crying in the video as the guy's like on top of her. You're like, oh, huh.
Yeah.
I feel like Dee might have just been a little too going for too much, like a little bit of too much high art.
Too ahead of his time?
Well, I mean, A24 would probably make this in a heartbeat now. Like the duality of man. Like we look down on body piercing, but look at what this guy's
jerk off to rape porn.
Yeah, but that's fine. I feel like that was the message, but it's not. clear at all.
That's the theme of the movie.
Yeah. And then self-proclaimed producer Lexi's second favorite quote is Robert Englund saying, "You're turning me on here," to his wife. I don't know. He also screams that he's losing his heart on. But anyway, he's like, "Get out here." He's talking to his wife. She comes out of the bathroom. She's covered in blood. And it's very clear she's covered in blood. It's very clear her throat is slit.
She's dying.
She is dying. I think she is. No, she's not dead either. She survives because later they say she's in the hospital and she's fine. But her throat is slit, which death is very loosey-goosey in this movie. they're just, it's whatever. And she comes out of the bathroom and is like moving, and you think she's in the throes of death. Like, you're like, oh, her throat's cut. She's like trying to be like, I'm dying. And that's when Robert Englund's like, oh yeah. And Robert Englund starts doing this insane dance in his seat. He's like, let's go. And but then it cuts back to her and she's dancing. She's doing like the most insane fucking dance you've ever seen. And you're like, what is this? What the fuck is happening? I honestly thought Captain Howdy was like wearing her skin. And I was like, that would be so insane. That can't happen. Don't worry. What it is Captain Howdy is behind her. A 6-foot giant man behind this tiny woman, operating her body Weekend at Bernie's style to dance for Robert Englund before he reveals himself. And he takes out fucking Robert Englund. I think he says a bunch of shit. It doesn't matter. That night, the dad gets an IM from Captain Howdy because now he's just hanging out in chat rooms. Now the dad's just fucking lingering in him. He got the fucking bug. Just loving him. And then Howdy calls him on the phone.
He does.
Yeah. And his partner picks up. It's like, what are you doing calling me? And Howdy's just like, I don't need to talk to you. He says something insane, but basically he just wants to talk to the cop. Then he fucking goes on this fucking tangent about badges. And the cop badge is temporary, but his badges are forever. It doesn't matter. None of it fucking matters. And then he also starts torturing Robert Englund, sewing his eyes and mouth shut, putting needles through his body, telling him not to cry. People don't cry. He also has the other townspeople that were in the mob captured. Yes. Like the woman is there and he's like putting spikes in her. And he goes, as he's like putting spikes in her, he's like, my dad used to say, never confuse desperation with a spiritual awakening. Classic dad. And dad used to say that all the time. If your dad didn't say that, you know, who are you?
Deadbeat.
Yeah. And apparently he had like a bunch of sequels planned for this. And one of them was going to be him as a baby and like the abuse of his father and stuff, which is weird because in this one, it's revealed that he's like a war hero.
Right.
Later on.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess anything can happen, but I guess if your dad says that, you're probably fucked. Probably not.
I would love to see a baby one, but he has all the modifications and tattoos
already just
in the crib.
That fucking insane mohawk fucking haircut. We go back to the town sign because we needed this. And it now says Helltown. I don't know who fucking put it there. It wasn't Captain Howdy, I don't think. I guess the town is just saying that. I don't know. I was also kind of hoping Howdy just took over the town. Like Batman style also. It's just the Joker of Helvelton or whatever the fuck it's called. It's like, this is now Helltown and I'm the mayor. Anyway, Madeline's alive. That's fucking, it doesn't matter. It's Robert Englund's wife. But we find out that Genevieve is missing again. By the way, we haven't fucking seen Genevieve.
Dude, not since the return.
Yeah. Not since the return. Genevieve's missing. She was called out of school. And the mom reveals this because she's like, I thought you took her out of school yesterday. It's like, no. By the way, you guys live in the same house. What the fuck is happening? The daughter's in school. Like, she doesn't, like, what did she do? Just leave?
Just
like,
leave?
Leave? Yeah. Like, as soon as you see a car that's not your dad, as soon as you see Captain Howdy, you fucking leave. You just...
Fuck. Let me get a drink.
I refilled it for him. Are you okay?
Fuck.
Are you all right? Is it like chest shit?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wonder if you're ever going to get better.
That's a wrap on the April Fool's episode.
Just put that in on loop.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. All right. I think I'm good until
All
you
right.
start talking and I do it again.
Yeah. Well, where were we?
She just
Oh.
left school.
Yeah, like, you walk out of school, you're not walking down the block because your dad called you out of school. You'd be like, where's my dad?
Right.
And it's Captain Howdy sitting in the car. You'd be like, hey, you know what? I think I'm just going to walk back inside. Especially because I've had nightmares about this guy ever since. Very traumatic experience. Know what the guy looks like. So whatever. Anyway, he's gotten Genevieve. The parents don't know this. But when the dad gets home, they have a computer set up in the living room and Captain Howdy is live streaming to them. And it's like, I love technology. And then he's like, didn't you tell her what you did? And then the wife gets very upset about that. It's never revealed to the wife. The dad's just like, I did what I did. Okay. Fuck. And he's talking about like not calling it in, right?
That's what I assumed.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, my favorite line of the movie is in that because the mom like runs away and the partner like goes after her. Captain Howdy just goes, hey, where did everyone go? Also, Howdy starts piercing her live on the thing. And he says, so much flesh, so little time.
It's a good line.
Yeah. Probably from Hellraiser, but that's fine. Anyway,
Dude, calling this the start of torture porn when Hellraiser has existed for years.
I mean, you could start there because Hellraiser does it 10 times better, right? Like everything about this, actually.
Yeah.
Everything. Body modification, needles, hooks, all done much better. Several years before this. What do you got though? The cops, we just cut to some cops entering a place via elevator. I don't know where the place is. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter. But it's Captain Howdy's spot. They figured it out. I don't know how they figured that out, but they did. Much easier than the first time.
Yes.
They were like, hey, let's just take a stab.
Guy sucks at hiding.
Yeah, he's terrible. And they find his new torture area. And they find Genevieve again. Tied up by
She set that up very quickly. You would have to get the equipment.
There are thousands of threads going into Genevieve. She's like suspended by like a million threads. Like, do you know how that's a lot of work? It's a lot of work. But they find her and they rescue her. So Genevieve is safe again. And guess what? We don't see her again ever. So the Genevieve storyline is actually crazy. So completely unnecessary.
It is.
Like, there's no vindication for Genevieve either. It's just the cops.
Right.
The dad's vindication, which seems kind of weird, but what can you do? So she's saved. Everyone's alive again. No one's dead. And then the captain of the police is like, what was God thinking when he made Carlton Hendricks? Which is Captain Howdy's real name, which I didn't realize until this scene. And then the dad's like, what makes you think it's God? Nice.
Good.
Well, because I guess if you believe in God, he made all people in his likeness. So,
Well, he could have said, I thought he was talking about like the devil made him.
well, I mean, did the devil make people?
No.
Okay. So, not to get into religion here, but anyway, he finds a matchbook that says Zabalba on it.
Yes.
And a little note to him, which I don't really.
Mayan for Police of Fright. Also a good band. For those wondering.
It's a great band name. Terrible club name. I mean, just call it The Castle. I like that. Okay. Dude, if you saw Zabalba before you saw this movie, there's no way you know how to say it. You know what I mean? Like if you ask your friend, hey, you want to go to
Exabalba?
Zialbaba. I wouldn't know how to say it. Anyway, but they reveal it like it's like the first time he's heard of Zabalba. You know what I mean? Like a classic police
right
movie.
But he knew about it before.
Yeah, he's been there. He was there for a very extended period of time walking around. But whatever. Wait, does he actually ever go to Zabalba?
Actually, now you say that, I don't know.
Because they cut to Zabalba. Oh shit! Did he never go? He might not
But
have.
he lives in the fucking town.
I know, that's the other part. It's also like small town USA. Like Captain Howdy lives in the suburbs.
Right. They walk to his house.
But imagine Zabalba being in that town. Imagine our town having a Zabalba in it.
That'd rule.
That'd be fucking crazy. Old Zabalba. We can either go to Frank's or
look
Zabalba.
into that.
We actually should. We would pull a crowd.
Kids would eat it up.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? You put it between Wesleyan. We could just do it in Middletown. It's fine. Wesleyan will have enough there.
Okay.
Got a bunch of freaks there.
Put it in the old Sweet Claude's.
Now that's Micro Creamery.
Oh, what the fuck? Ruining my dreams.
I know. Well, what would have been, which I told you we should have bought, was that Red Dog Saloon.
That would be ideal.
That would have been the best venue.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have turned it into this at the time.
No.
But we would, if we still owned it, it would probably have been a great venue for shows. And then we would have walked in tomorrow and been like, hey guys, it's now a goth bar. Bad news, everybody. All of our investors. Hey, I know this has been doing well. It's over.
People are going to be hanging from the ceiling.
What's our budget for chains and hooks? We're changing things up around here.
Fuck. Huge missed opportunity.
Really is. We need. Let's start looking into that though, because honestly, you put it between a few of these. Anywhere in Connecticut, I feel like we'd hit. Just near a highway. That's all we got to be.
Yeah.
There's got to be a place in New Haven we can.
What about that? Never mind. We'll discuss.
Look at real estate later. Discuss the local real estate. Anyway, he goes to Zabalba, which is closed. And this, actually, I take it back. This is the best line in the movie. The dad walks in, goes, Hendrix. This is not an exaggeration of his voice. Captain Howdy goes, what? So annoyed. Like a fucking petulant child. Good teen. Like, come down for dinner. What? No, Dad. Saying what like that is so crazy. Just saying what in general.
When you're wanted, when you're committing crimes.
And you're like refusing to expose yourself. Because like the cop is like.
He doesn't know where he is.
He doesn't know where he is. And he's like, why don't you come out and show your face? And like Captain Howdy's like, yeah, I bet you would like that. Why even respond to him? What? It's so nuts. It's so nuts. Immediately giving away your location. Like just from that, you would have been like, oh, you're up there. Gotcha. All right, cool. Can you come down, please? Anyway. And the dad is like, your dad was a war hero. I don't know why he'd think this would help Captain Howdy come out and not piss him off. But Captain Howdy, I don't even know what Captain Howdy says. It doesn't matter. And compares him to a schoolyard bully. And Captain Howdy's talking about body modification. It's all whatever. And then Captain Howdy does jump down finally from the rafters where he was lurking and says, how about I come over there and beat the dog shit out of you? Which I love. And he does. He beats the fucking piss out of the fucking dad for a while.
Yes.
Singing Ring Around the Rosie. And then chokes out the dad in about 3 seconds. It takes no time. Just grabs him by the neck and the dad just fucking falls over. But then we're returning to the champagne room. He takes him to the champagne room where he's gonna kill him here. And the fight continues. He says, Michael, don't be afraid to die, along with this other long monologue. And instead, the dad takes that hook, puts it in Howdy's back, and starts swinging him around the room.
He does.
But also, Captain Howdy's like kicking off of the walls. Like a fucking.
Basically, like,
yeah, it's fucking crazy. And at first, I was like, is he doing that? I feel like he's like trying to show. Maybe he's trying to show like he doesn't care about the hook in his back. I don't know if that was the case, though.
No, he's fucked.
Yeah, like he's not doing well. But I was like, why? So why is he kicking off the wall? Like, shouldn't we don't have to like cut away from his feet hitting the wall and him pushing off as hard as possible to keep swinging. And it also, Captain Howdy claims to have raped his daughter in this scene. which I didn't love that. That was not. Seems like at this point we don't really need that extra detail here, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, Dad gets so mad he takes a candle, throws this. I'm just gonna say it's. I would guess it's a citronella candle. They probably got skeeters in the fucking Zabalba so bad it's fucking crazy. So many fucking pests. They throw the citronella oil all over him, lights him on fire. Captain Howdy burns alive on his hook.
I got bit by a mosquito once inside Toad's place, and I was like legitimately worried about my well-being for a couple of days.
I would have been also. I mean, that's probably how you get West Nile.
Yeah.
Imagine if that's finally scientists figure that out, because they're always like, stay away from creeks and lakes because of the West Nile virus. Imagine if they start being like, listen,
It's the club. It's the shitty clubs.
if you go to a club and you see a mosquito, get the fuck out of there. Don't go near Toad's place. You'll contract West Nile virus.
breeding on those doorless stalls.
Dude, oh my God, I'm gonna throw up. How was it in there?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's why I was nervous.
Or just like the fucking water on the ground at the fuck behind the bar. You know that fucking place.
There's water everywhere. It's actually impressive how many puddles there are when you're at a show there.
Why would I even like? Yeah, I agree with that. Now that you're saying it, it's like the floor's always damp. Never been to a place like that in my life. Just a wet floor. Like, hey, it's not clean. So they certainly didn't just mop. Just fucking water, standing water in a building. It's fucking crazy. That's nuts. Oh boy. Anyway, Captain Howdy burns alive, and Dad leaves. And his partner's like, Mike, you had no choice, man. Everyone's got a choice. I made mine. Call internal affairs. Tell them I'm at the hospital. Okay.
Stardo.
Yeah. Cool. Like, what do you call internal affairs? I mean, you did light a guy on fire. It's probably not going to go over great. You're probably going to lose your job, but probably not, though. I mean, Captain Howdy lured you there to kill you.
Yeah, I don't think of all the cases, I think he's okay.
Yeah. Well, then it cuts to Captain Howdy's face. Just not the burned one, just a still shot of his face from at some point in the movie and flames overlaid on it.
Yeah.
So it ends. That was Strangeland. Recommend it.
I do.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Double feature this. Throw this on after the coffee table and you'll be great. You're going to have a good night. Full of laughs. Psycho 4, this one, we had some good laughs. Now, before we wrap up this episode, producer Lexi, the April Fool herself, what is our next April movie going to be? Night Flyer,
Okay.
the Stephen King. Is there even a star in that? I don't even know if there is. Okay, so it is called the Night Flyer.
Joe, are you familiar?
I'm familiar with the cover. I've certainly never seen this.
Yeah,
He looks like shit.
it's
Miguel Ferrar's in it.
It's Miguel Ferrara.
This is a short cast and only 2 people bolded on it.
Because I'm pretty sure it only takes place at the airfield that's closed after hours, and the Night Flyer flies in. I own it on DVD. I've seen it on one of my like high school websites, which I still have like a copy of it. I have Night Flyer was like the first movie I reviewed on it. I should figure out what the rating I gave it was. I mean, I'll do it before our episode, I guess, because I rated it. I think I gave it like 1.5 stars or something. But Night Flyer, yeah, the vampire. By the way, the guy who I believe is playing the vampire is named Michael H. Moss, and he appears to be in a Dracula costume. When you Google the Night Flyer, and you know how it shows the Google shows its cast, Michael H. Moss is wearing like a large cape with the fucking
That is correct.
which, by the way, that's not what he looks like in the fucking movie. What do you call that? Like the cuff on the capes? Like, what is that called? What does he have a? Oh, and his IMDb photo is just a still from the movie of the Night Flyer running away. Stephen King's The Night Flyer. That was a period where they were just pumping out Stephen King
Yeah.
movies and not good ones. Very bad ones. Was Thinner a good Stephen King movie? I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Except, okay, the one line of the movie. The rest of it's just a fucking lawyer being freak.
Getting roadhead.
Getting roadhead. That scene rocks. That scene fucking rocks. Getting roadhead's so good you fucking run into
murder
a woman.
someone.
That's the way. That's the way. That's the fucking move. That's the fucking move. I think we riffed on that once before.
We did. It was our first live Twitter watch along.
Yeah. Just tilting your head back so hard that you fucking run
Like,
over.
have some common sense. Yeah.
You'd actually, I feel like you'd be more on alert.
You are.
You're like, okay, I gotta like fucking
Yeah.
pay attention because this is distracting. This guy's just like, let me throw the chair back.
Nothing. Like, I don't know if we should have the conversation, but like, I don't enjoy it for that reason. I'd rather just pull over. I'd be like,
I'm not a fan. I was never a fan of that idea in general.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you do that?
every time it's happened, I'm just like, I'm gonna find a stop sign. Just
I get
here until someone beeps at me.
Right. Like, no, I won't even be able to, I'm not going to finish on the road.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Fucking mess. It's not good. It's not good. It's not a good idea. No roadhead for me. Anyway, you all needed to know that information. So. Anyway, so the Night Flyers next week. Thanks to our April Fool over there, producer Lexi. Cult of Craven. She's again lying on the floor, FYI.
Yeah,
She's been
with a
lying here
blanket
for
on.
3 weeks. Hasn't moved. This is our dungeon, our Captain Howdy dungeon. We have her suspended with needles. She just doesn't give a fuck. She's just like, as long as you feed me, fine. Anyway, thank you guys all so much. Thanks to Joe. Thanks to producer Lexi. You can find her at Cult of Craven. You can find us on Instagram at I Hate Horror. Patreon.com/I Hate Horror if you want to check out our bonus episodes that we're doing. They're very fun. Joe's got this music thing he's doing, which is great. We got Holly Weird episodes. Who knows where that's going? Maybe nowhere. We'll find out. I hope it keeps going, though. I really like it. The producer Lexi has a big idea of doing a deep dive on John Landis for some reason. She thinks we're going to somehow crack the case of John Landis. The case that's cracked. Okay. And everyone knows. No, I know. I keep telling her that. And she's like, well, we got to deep dive into this. Okay. Well, I think a court did that already and figured it. He's still here. We know what happened. 8 million witnesses on set. I don't think anyone's confused. The untold story. True Holly Weird stories. So check that out. You could also go to IHateHorror.com. We have the video episodes now. They're on Spotify and YouTube. You can check us out there. All the links are on IHateHorror.com. And Salem Horror Fest is coming up now at this point when this is released. May 3rd, 6:30 p.m. I'll probably record a bumper to put in these episodes because hopefully by the time this is released, we know what's going on with tickets, but we don't really know right now. So hey, stay tuned. I don't know, call them. Anyway, thank you guys all so much. And that's it. So for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.